Welcome back. The U.S. military is carrying out another deadly strike on a suspected drug smuggling boat in the Caribbean. U.S. Southern Command says 4 people it describes as narco-terrorists were killed, but the military has not released evidence showing the boat was actually carrying drugs. The latest strike is part of the Trump administration's broader campaign against alleged cartel traffickers. CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins us right now. Hey, Ellie, so we've now seen a growing number of these deadly boat strikes, right? What's the Pentagon saying about the scope of this operation and what happens next?
Yeah, Mugo, there had been a relative lull in these attacks since June, but they ramped back up again this week with 2 strikes, one in the Eastern Pacific and one in the Caribbean, bringing the total number of alleged drug traffickers killed to over 220 in the past year. Since September 2nd last year, when there was that first strike, many lawmakers, especially Democrats, have asked the Pentagon for more information beyond just these videos shared on social media of explosions, because those videos do not give the details of who is on the boat, what drugs they were carrying, and what impact the attacks are having on the flow of drugs into the country, which is considered a major problem. Democratic lawmakers have cited information they've seen from the Drug Enforcement Agency that indicates that there has not been a significant impact on the flow. Now, those are Democrats, but even General Donovan, the commander in charge of this operation, has acknowledged that attacks are not the only answer. To get at the problem, it'll also take partnerships with the countries in Latin America and South America to go after the source of these drugs.
And Ellie, let's talk about the war with Iran, because President Trump told Al Jazeera that the war will continue as long as necessary. What does that mean for the U.S. military's operations and how long this campaign could last?
Well, as the conflict's set to hit the 6-month mark this week, the Trump administration does appear to be pivoting towards economic warfare with the military's naval blockade and the announcement of more sanctions. The Treasury Secretary on Monday announced another round of sanctions and warned of secondary sanctions against countries that continue to do business with Iran. Iran's response has been more of the same. They're continuing to threaten commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz, with an attack reported just yesterday. So far, the U.S. military has not responded to what President Trump has called nuisance attacks and is willing to test which side has a higher pain tolerance economically. Iran is clearly suffering, but they do not have a leadership that needs to answer to concerns of the population, whereas the U.S. is feeling less of an impact, but does have midterm elections this fall.
That is very true. Eleanor Watson, thank you so much.